You're listening to the Faeries and Folklore podcast by Ronel. I'm dark fantasy author Ronel Janse van Vuuren. With nearly a decade of digging around in dusty folklore books, researching creatures of imagination that ignited my curiosity, I'm here to share the folklore in a nutshell and how I reimagined it for my writing in An Origin of the Fae. This is the Faeries and Folklore podcast. Hi, I'm your host, Ronel Janse van Vuuren. You can just call me Ronel. In today's episode, we're continuing our exploration of the Faerie. This episode is brought to you by my book, Once, Tales, Myths and Legends of Faerie, available in ebook, paperback and audiobook. Go to ronelthemythmaker.com/my-books for more. We're continuing our exploration of the power players of Faerie. Today's Faerie, Caìt Sìth, Folklore in a Nutshell by Ronel. Cats figure in the history and folklore of many nations and are a favorite with artists and writers. Everyone knows that cats have 9 lives, and this lore comes from their apparent durability as they survive falls that would be fatal to others, their nonchalant attitude that can be perceived as a lack of any instinct for self-preservation, and the way they seem to stare right through you. Black cats seem to chop off at every corner. Since medieval times, they're seen as either witches in disguise or as familiars who work with witches and thus harbingers of black magic. Seeing one from behind is a bad omen. If it walks away from you, it's bad luck. If it crosses your path, it's bad luck. And it is even blamed for putting its nose to that of a newborn baby and sucking the life out of it. Except in the UK. There, black cats are held as being good luck, and white cats, apparently the color of ghosts, are held to be unlucky. In ancient Egypt, Bast is the goddess of cats. She is portrayed with the head of a cat, and as the protector of cats, she is usually depicted as a beautiful black cat. In Norse mythology, Freya has 2 black cats who pull her chariot. Seems not everyone equates black cats with death and darkness. In Ireland, though, a black cat with a white patch of fur on its chest is known as the king of the cats, Caìt Sìth or Grimalkin. This cat is indeed a fairy. The only way to keep this mischievous cat happy is to leave out a saucer of cream. Even Shakespeare has Grimalkin in one of his plays. Macbeth, Act 1, the first witch says, "I come, Grimalkin, when a feline familiar calls." Whether you believe them magical or not, if you stare too deeply into a cat's eyes, you'll see visions of a fairy world which spies on you through those self-same eyes. Or maybe that's just the pain of getting scratched after challenging the cat. And now for my interpretation of the Caìt Sìth in An Origin of the Fae, Caìt Sìth. Fairy cat in Scottish mythology that usually presents as a black cat with gem colour eyes. They have no true allegiance, though rarely they do form a strong bond with another fairy. They use mind-speak to communicate and are usually cheeky. They speak as they wish. Normally they bring misfortune on all humans who see them. They are mischievous in nature. Some do have ill will towards humans. They can make themselves invisible at will, even to other fae. The only known alliance between the Kushi and the Caìt Sìth is that of the Kushi Saphira and the Caìt Sìth Jade. As a little bonus, let's look at Caìt Sìth, or fairy cat, in Afrikaans, Fietjie kat. Remember that you can get a transcript of this episode in the description. If you're new to the podcast, why not go and grab your free copy of Unseen, the second book in the fairy tale series, on my website, ronelthemythmaker.com. Loads of folklore, magic, and danger await. Take care.